Hello friends, my name is Sarang. Today we will see how you can deploy AWS Lambda function from IntelliJ IDE. And at the end, we will see how we can create REST APIs in API Gateway. Okay, so in order to deploy AWS Lambda function to AWS, we need to create one Lambda function in IntelliJ IDE. So here I have created a Maven project. Okay, so in this Maven project, I have the pom.xml file and I have the packages, required packages, and in order to work with Lambda, you need to have two basic dependencies with you. So those are, let me get it from here. Okay, so these are the basic uh, packages that you need when you're working with AWS Lambda. The AWS Lambda Java events and AWS Lambda Java core. These are the two basic artifacts that you need. Okay, and the rest are just some compiler and the shared plugins. And first we need to create the handler, which is an entry point of AWS Lambda function. So I will give the name handler as an app. So the app class must implement the request handler interface. And in the first parameter, you can give string or any other data type you want. Right now I'm giving as a string. In the last video I've even showed that how you can create your custom request and response. So if you want, you can go there and check that out. So in the response right now, I'm gonna send hi from the string that you will pass when you're trying to invoke the Lambda. Okay, so before deploying anything to AWS, I strongly recommend you guys to test it locally. So now I will go ahead and test the Lambda locally using SAM and Docker. So in order to work with SAM, you need to have the template file with you. So I'm going to create the template.yaml file, and in this file you need to have the basic info about your Lambda function, like the classes in which the lambdas you have written it out. And this is the basic template that you need to follow. And in the last video I have even discussed briefly that how we can create this templates. So right now the required key value pairs I have written it down. So first is lambda function name. You can give any function name you want, and the code URI. The right now the first command that we're gonna run is sam build. Okay, which doesn't require any values of code URI. The code URI is by default pointing to the project directory, and the handler is the class that you want your Lambda function to be invoked. Okay, so I will write this class. We need to provide the fully qualified name of that class, that is com.dev.app. Okay, so the first command that we're gonna run is sam build. So it's getting executed. And for this invocation you need to keep your lambda the docker running in your background. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to create the jar of a project. For that I have clean package command. We'll execute that. Okay, so I want you all to make one point over here is that when you're trying to run sam build command, you don't need to give any value to code URI, because the sam build require the project directory, and the testing that we're going to do locally, in that the code URI should point to the jar that you have created right now. So usually the jar is in target folder. So let's go and look whether the jar has been created or not. So I will go to my project directory. So here is my project and this is my target folder. I will copy the jar name, I will paste it over here, and I will add the extension as a .jar. Okay, so we are ready for the invocation of this Lambda. So before invoking, we need to pass the string, as we have mentioned over here, that we are going to accept one string and we're going to return one string. So in order to give that string, I will create one file called event.json. In that I will pass any string, that is their problems. Okay, so what's gonna be the output is hi from their problems. So let's test that out. I will run the command sam local invoke, and here you need to give the resource name of your template, that is lambda function, and you need to write the template file name, template.yaml, and you need to write your request json that I have written in the event.json file, and you can give the region as well. Okay, so I will hit enter, and for this invocation you need to have the docker running at your back. So right now there is some error in the docker, I guess. The docker is running, so let's invoke it again. Okay, it is not able to find this event.json file, so let me check that out. Yeah, the spelling is wrong, so let me refactor that. Let me write the correct name, event.json. Okay, so now we can invoke this lambda. Okay, so first it is decompressing our jar that we have created, and the docker will pass on the request, and it will give out the output. Yep, so we are getting the response successfully, hi from the problem. So I will just test once again, and I will write here my name, Sarang, Sarang Kumar. Yeah, yes. Okay, so I will rerun. Let's wait for the response, and after that we will go ahead and create one bucket in the S3, and there we're gonna deploy our lambda. Let's wait for this response. Yeah, so it's working fine. So now I can quit the Docker. Sorry for that notification noise. It's too weird. Not an issue. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'll go to my AWS account, and I will open the S3 bucket. I will create one bucket, that is YouTube day problems. Let me check. Yeah, it is YouTube day problems, and right now it is in region. Let's give out the region. Uh, yeah, origin. Yes. Now I will go and create the bucket. Make sure the bucket name should be unique, and yeah, the bucket has been created. So in order to deploy this to AWS, you first need to configure the access key and secret key, so that the IntelliJ can point out your account and it can deploy it over there. So this is my keys. Copy it from here, paste it for some reason. And in order to configure the access key and secret key, you need to go to command prompt and run AWS configure command. First it will ask for your access key, and then you need to provide your secret key. Yeah, and now you need to give your region and the output format. Okay, so once you do this, the credential will be loading it up, and we can see the list of buckets that we have in our region. See, here we need to change the region as well. It is in Oregon, so it is validating the connection. Yeah, it has our bucket. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create the lambda, so we can directly deploy it to the AWS from our IntelliJ IDE itself. So I will change the region first. It is origin. Yes, so let's create the function. I will write dev problems demo. Here we need to choose the runtime, and here we need to create the we need to give out the role the AWS Lambda should have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the existing role which I have already created. In this, you need to give out a few permissions to your Lambda. If you're using some other services, like your Lambda is trying to talk with DynamoDB, then you need to have the uh, DynamoDB policies in your AWS Lambda. What I'm trying to say is, in your permissions, if you go to this role should have certain policies. If the Lambda is trying to talk to DynamoDB or Kinesis or S3, this role which we have given to Lambda should have that policy, that this Lambda can talk to all the other services, that you need to mention in the policies. Okay. So in the configuration, now we need to give out the path of the S3 bucket in which we have deployed the Lambda. So right now we have not deployed the Lambda. So first we will go ahead and deploy it. So let's look into the Lambda. We might have the Lambda that we have just now created. Yeah, it is this. Okay. So let's upload it from here. Okay, so here again I have to give out my fully qualified name of an handler. It is com.dev.app. Okay, so here I need to select the source bucket. I wish to keep it in YouTube Dev problem bucket. So it is getting uploaded. So once the Lambda is getting uploaded, we will get a message that it been successfully updated. So let's wait for that. And if you have any doubts regarding this template, you can watch out my old videos. In that I have explained it briefly, where how you can create this template file and how you can work around. And this is just the basic class, as I have already told, that it is an entry point of your this Lambda. Whatever the request you are going to send, it will first come into this class, and from this class itself we will give the response. So you need to mention the data types over here, so that is mandatory. Yep. So I think our Lambda got deployed successfully. Yeah, we got the message over here. So let's check in the S3 bucket that whether we have the Lambda deployed or not. Yeah, we got the Lambda zip file. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna copy this URL. I'm gonna paste it over here, the in the function code. Okay, so I have this path. Okay, so our Lambda function got updated, and here we can change the configurations. Here we need to again add the entry point of our Lambda, that is our app class, com.dev.app. Yep, and we can set the timeout as well. So I will increase it to 1 minute, and that's it. We are good to go. So I think everything has been configured successfully. So now what I'm gonna do is I will go to the API gateway and create one REST API for this Lambda. So we'll go to create API and we'll go to REST API. We'll give the name the problems API. Okay, create API. Here we'll give one endpoint. For that we need to mention the resources. For now I'll just write state test, and I will enable the cars. Yeah, so right now I will also mention the method that we're gonna use it, that is post, as we're gonna send the string in the request. So we need to we need to select the post method, and here we need to give the lambda name. Yeah. It's not a proxy integration. If anyone wants to learn how we can work with lambda proxy integration, please mention in the comment. I'll create one video for that. Okay. So yes, it is integrated. As you can see, a lambda is got integrated over here. So if you want to test, you can test it over here. Suppose by writing Sarang over here, you can test. Yeah, we got the response. It is hi from Sarang. It's working. So after your testing and integration gets over, you need to deploy it. We'll do deploy API, and we need to deploy it to the new state we want. I will write dev. I will deploy. So yeah, in order to see the endpoint, we need to open this directory, and we can see this is our endpoint. So what we'll do is we will also try to invoke it from curl. We'll use the curl command in order to invoke it. Just give me a second. I need to open it from here. Where's the event? Yeah. So cmd. I'll write the curl command, and we'll see whether it's working or not. Post h content type application JSON, and here we need to add the file of our request, that is event.json. This is the file, and now we need to give the URL, sorry, the endpoint that we have just created. And for pretty look, I'm gonna use the Python JSON tool. Okay, okay, we got the response. It is hi from Sarang Kumar Tak. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, you can write it down in the comments, and if you want me to create more videos like that, so you can please write it down in the mention in the comment. Okay, so thank you so much.